Hi, welcome to my video. This is the Eclectic Male Witch. Today, I'm going to teach you a freezer spell, how to protect you from people who will try to devastate your life, harass you, or bring harm to your life. Now, this kind of spell, you can mention a name because it's a very rare situation like where somebody's trying to bring harm to your life. They're constantly harassing you, people are ganging up on you. It's basically this is a defensive spell, so it's not targeting somebody, it's defending yourself, and it's always okay to defend yourself. Just like in a physical sense, if someone tries to hurt you, punch you, or corner you, you have a right to defend yourself. In this situation, it's okay to do that, but only use it if you absolutely have to. So, like I said, I'm against targeting people, but it's not really targeting; it's self-defense. In this case, I'm not going to write a name or anything. I'm not even really doing. I'm doing this in general. Like if you have people that are basically like after you, and you can actually stop that by putting it in the freezer. Now I'll tell you this much: if you're in a life-threatening situation, don't wait around and do this. Get out, get away from that situation, and then do this, because you might have time to react. So, all right, I'm going to show you how this works and what I have for it. I have my petition here, which, like I said, you can use somebody's name, date of birth, but in this case, no. I'm showing you in general how to do it. It's up to your conscience and how you want to proceed with this. Like if you have to like defend yourself in this situation, but there's nothing I need to do that with right now. So, all right, I got moon water. If you don't have that, you can use spring water. Vinegar. The reason I got vinegar is like to make it so it'll be sour to them. If they try to continue this in your life, it'll make it so like, oh, I don't want to do that, you know. Same thing with lemon juice. Sour. Domination oil. This is to give you more control and power over the spell. So to make it work better, and it'll basically make your intentions even stronger. I got a cauldron. And inside here I got the loose sage incense for protection. So that's what we're going to do. All right. Excuse me. All right. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to anoint this petition. I'm going to speak my intention. I'm using the domination oil to do that. So I'm going to push this back so you guys can see this. This is what it says. I'm going to read. You'll hear what it says as I read it. Protect me from harm and harassment. Freeze those who would bring me harm and devastate my life. And this part's very important. With harm to none. We don't want to harm anybody. It's about stopping them. This is a very mild spell in the sense that it's not even return to sender. You're not saying negative energy back to them. You're freezing them for what they're doing to you. See, it's on all four corners. I wrote my name and date of birth on the back, but this is just a general, like say for instance you have several people after you. So, all right, now, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add the vinegar. This is just simply white distilled vinegar. Just need a little bit. You don't want to overdo it. So I'm going to pour some of that in there. All right. Lemon juice. And the same thing I used on the petition, domination oil. All right, so I'm gonna put like 3 little drops if I can get it in there without overdoing it. So 1, 2, 3. I know it looks like blood, but it's not. It's just, actually it smells pretty good. It's just a red color. Now I'm gonna take the back of one of my incense sticks, because that's all I really have right now. I'm going to stir this best that I can. Get that domination oil and everything mixed in. Alright. Doesn't mix with water or other ingredients real well, but it does mix some. So the point that it's in, the fact that it's in there, makes a difference. So, and it's your intentions and everything along with this. This is a very simple spell, and there's a reason it's called a freezer spell, which I'll explain that to you as I get towards the end of this. All right. All right, that should be good. Now I'm going to take this petition. I'm going to fold it away from me because I'm trying to protect. I'm stopping something. This is a waning moon spell. You want to do this on a waning moon because it's removing stuff. It's taking stuff away. Okay. Protect me from harm and harassment. Freeze those who would bring me harm and devastation in my life with harm to none. So mote it be. Now, if it was a picture of a person, like I said, like in a situation where it's an emergency, where you have no other option, you can actually use a picture of a person. It won't harm them. Your intentions are good. You're not trying to harm anybody. You're trying to stop them from what they're doing. This is a very rare situation where I would even say mentioning a name. I remember when I first started making videos, I was telling you guys that I'm against violating people's free will, but I believe in defensive magic. And this is a situation, if you're in danger, that you can do this. It's self-defense. It's not targeting. So just remember that. So I'm going to place this in there. If it was a picture, I would have left it open. I'm going to push it down the best I can. I'm going to speak my intentions. Okay. Protect me from harm and harassment. Freeze those who would bring harm and devastation to my life, with harm to none. So mote it be. If it floats a little bit, that's okay. It's in there. So now I'm going to cap it off. Move this a little bit over this way, and I got to move my cauldron. Trying to get it so you guys can see this okay. All right, hang on. See if I can get this to go down a little bit more. There we go. All right, that's about the best I think I can do. The point is I really want you to see this cauldron because I'm going to have smoke coming out of there. So, all right. Now, take my lighter. I'm going to light the cauldron, okay? Got my incense in there. Burn for a second. The smoke should start coming out. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to waft the smoke over by it, and I'm going to start speaking my intentions. Protect me from harm and harassment. Freeze those who would bring me harm and devastate my life, with harm to none. So mote it be. Hold this up a little bit for you guys. Protect me from harm and harassment. Freeze those who would bring me harm, and devastate my life, with harm to none. That is very important that you say that, because we're not harming anybody. So mote it be. I am totally against that. Protect me from harm and harassment. Freeze those who would bring me harm and devastate my life, with harm to none. So mote it be. Okay, now, I'll let that burn. I'm not sure how watertight this is because I haven't used this before. I'm going to start shaking it and speak my intentions. Okay. Protect me. It's pretty watertight. Protect me from harm and harassment. Freeze those who would bring me harm and devastate my life, with harm to none. So mote it be. I'm going to hold it over the cauldron. Protect me from harm and harassment. Freeze those. Protect me from harm and harassment. Freeze those who would bring me harm and devastate my life, with harm to none. So mote it be. Protect me from harm and harassment. Freeze those who would bring me harm and devastate my life, with harm to none. So mote it be. Protect me from harm and harassment. Freeze those who would bring me harm and devastate my life, with harm to none. So mote it be. Okay. Now, I'm going to set this back down here. See if I can get in a better position where we can see this. Okay. Protect me from harm and harassment. Freeze those who would bring me harm and devastate my life, with harm to none. So mote it be. Protect me from harm and harassment. Freeze those who would bring harm to my life, and with harm to none. So mote it be. Protect me from harm and harassment. Freeze those who would bring me harm and devastate my life, with harm to none. So mote it be. Putting my energy into it and my intentions. Okay. Now I'm just going to keep lighting the incense, continue to burn. I would keep speaking my intentions for a few minutes. And then what I would do with this, I would take it, set it somewhere in the bottom of my freezer, or I have a chest freezer, so it would go on the bottom. Let it freeze solid. With the petition in there, freezing in there, it'll freeze the people from doing further harm to you. With all those ingredients, it'll make it sour for them, so they won't want to do that anymore. And as far as the petition, you can say name, but do not do this unless it's absolutely necessary. Because I'll tell you something. If you do this to somebody and it's not necessary, it'll come back to bite you. It could actually it could backfire on you. You don't want to do that. This is only if you're doing it for, if you're defending yourself against an individual, it's only for dire situations. I know other people use it more broadly. I will not, because I am about love and I don't want to harm anybody. This is only for self-defense. Like I said, in your life-threatening situation, somebody keeps harassing you, they won't let off. It's something you might not need to do. But only if you're doing it in a sense for several people, you can use it a little bit more. But if you're doing it for one individual and they're just mentioning a name, only do it in dire situations. Okay? Well, I'm going to keep speaking my intentions for several more minutes. Just, this isn't real spell I'm doing for myself, so I really don't even need to do that. I'm not even sure I'm going to freeze it, because it would take several hours, and if I had to show you a photo, but basically it would just be frozen solid. And what it would look like is that it would be frozen in there. Now, if you wanted to, say for instance, you can also make it so, you don't have to completely freeze the person away from you. You can just stop them from harming you. You could even make it so, alright, say for instance they stop bothering you. You can still have it so they'll talk to you, depending on your intentions. If you want to completely, just stop talking to you, or if you want them to stop bothering you. In my case, if it was somebody that was harassing me and trying to harm me, I would just stop them from doing that. And then I would try to make friends with the person, because that's what kind of person I am. Instead of them being my enemy and attacking me, I would try to become friends with them. Isn't that even better? Think about it. Someone that's been bothering you for all that time, and you could turn it into a friendship. Wouldn't that be beautiful? That would be my ultimate goal with something like this. So, all right. Well, I showed you what to do. This is a little different than some of the other spells I've been doing, and so, all right. I just wanted to show you how to. It's a protection spell, and I wanted to show you how to defend yourself in a spiritual sense. So, all right. I'm gonna stop the video now. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell notification icon to be updated about my further videos. Also, I still got the contest going on to the end of March, so go watch my contest video, okay? Thank you for watching my video. This is the Eclectic Male Witch. Blessed be.